Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use AWS Lambda functions to automate your EBS volume snapshots. In 3 simple steps, we will be able to configure a Lambda function. The necessary code is given in this article that is written by me to help us to do this tutorial. And the step 2 is to configure Lambda triggers. And we are going to use CloudWatch events, which will function as cron jobs or scheduled jobs and trigger the Lambda function every day at midnight, or we can configure it at any interval that we need. And finally, we are going to check whether our Lambda functions have been triggered or not using the dashboard. So the simple architecture is something like this. We have our CloudWatch events, and every day at midnight they are going to trigger an action to Lambda functions, and the Lambda functions are going to see how many EC2 instances are there and whether they have the necessary backup tags associated with them, and whichever volumes are associated, they will be triggered a snapshot and they will be sent to the EBS snapshots, or in other words, they will be stored in your storage account. So let us go ahead and see what are the prerequisites to do this activity. So we have 2 prerequisites. One is EC2 servers with a tag and a key name as backup, and value can be anything, it can be null as well, and also an IAM role, which is having a Lambda service role with EC2 full permissions. So I've already set up 3 EC2 servers, that is 2 production web servers and 1 test server. So as you can see here, the production web server 2 is selected and it is having a tag as backup. And when I go to a test server, there is no tags related to backup. So I will have backups happening for the web servers in production and not for the server in test. Likewise, in IAM, I have a bot backup role set up, and under this role, I have a policy that is set up for Amazon EC2 full access. So the final step for me to do here is go ahead and configure my Lambda function. So I open the dashboard, and by default it looks like this. Let us go ahead and create a function, and I'm just going to call my backup as backup bot, and we have written the function in Python 2.7, and we are going to use the existing role we just now created. So let us go ahead and choose that and click on create function. So the next step is to copy paste our code from the article. So if you click on this bot backup here, it will give you a nice drop down pointer here, and if you scroll down, you will be able to update the code here. Let me just go ahead and copy it. So that is it. Just copy and paste and scroll down. There are environmental variables and tags. I'm not going to change any of them. I'm just going to leave it as default, and I'm going to save it now. Click on save. So now that we have configured our backup function, we should almost ready for testing it. But before testing it, we need to have a trigger. Who will trigger my backup, or what time it will trigger? For that, we are going to use CloudWatch events. So click on CloudWatch, and it says configuration required. So click on configurations, and it will change the configuration at the bottom. And I'm going to say create a new rule, and I'm just going to call it as bot backup rule, and use the same description and saying what is my scheduled expression, what time I want my backup to be triggered. So since this is a demo, I'm going to say every 2 minutes or every 1 minute trigger a backup. So I'm just going to click on add and click on save. Now my backup has been triggered, or my backup has been set up, my rule has been set up, and it is also enabled. If I go to my EC2 dashboard, which is having the snapshots, as of now there are no snapshots, and if you wait for a minute, automatically Lambda will get triggered and my backups will start showing here, or EBS snapshots will start showing here. Let me refresh my screen, and you can see here there is already 2 automated backups are triggered, and you can see the timestamp as 10:44. So if I wait for another 1 minute, I'll have another backup. You can see here there are another 2 backups and already in progress, 99%. And if I choose one of them, and you can see here, if I go to the tags section, the backup says that these were triggered by Valaxy serverless automated backup Lambda functions. So that is it, folks. That is how you automate your backup and have fun when you're doing server administration. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.